Hey everyone, my name is Heather Havenwood. How are you today? I am so excited to be here. It is April 2nd, 2018, but more importantly, I want to share with you, I just did 5 podcast interviews today, so I'm super tired. No makeup, but here we are. Look, I want to talk to you about something today. I'm actually looking at a book, which you're going to watch this. Ready? Boom! Law of Success book by Napoleon Hill. That thing is huge. So this is the original. It actually ended up being this book. Okay, you've probably seen this one, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I tore this book up, so it's like all kinds of tabs and stuff. But this book, this huge sucker, I mean, this thing is like a Bible. It's ridiculous. It's like how many pages? Over 1,000 pages. This is kind of like the original manuscript, and then from there, the Hill Institute Napoleon Hill then created this out of that. Makes sense? So I want to talk to you about a specific thing in here that I'm looking at. It feels like a Bible. It's kind of like that. And here is the quote. You ready? You're fortunate if you have learned the difference between temporary defeat and failure. More fortunate still if you have learned the truth that the very seed of success is dormant in every defeat that you experience. I'm really going to read that again because I want you to get that. You are fortunate if you have learned the difference between temporary defeat and failure. But more fortunate still if you have learned the truth that the very seed of success is dormant in every defeat that you experience. This is truly one of the most profound quotes I've ever come across about failure and the difference between temporary defeat and failure in life, relationships, and business. When we look at athletes, it's always easy to see it, right? They don't hit the hoop every single time. They don't crack the ball every single time. They don't always run the ball down 50 yards every single time. We can always see it, and we always see, hey, that's temporary defeat, but it's not a failure. Hey, they're set back by 10 yards, but not a failure. They can still win the game. But that's challenging to do when we're the player on the field in our life. I know for myself, I've gone through personal ups and downs, peaks and valleys recently about, am I a failure? Am I doing this right? Is this the best decision for me? And I went on a little walkabout earlier today after I did 5 interviews. Just walked around Zilker Park and took my shoes off and literally walked in the grass just to really connect and say, am I a failure? And I was like, no, I'm in a temporary defeat right now in a specific part of the business. And I really looked at, let me ask myself a question, something that I actually talk about in my podcast, something that people ask me to be interviewed. And it's like, I really realized I wasn't walking the walk. And that is, does it feed my confusion or strengthen my clarity? It's something that I talk about in a lot of my podcasts. People ask me, what had me move from total financial destruction to success, or where I'm at today. And I always talk about the story of how my friend Richard gave me this question he told me to say, which is, does it feed my confusion or strengthen my clarity? And I went on and made these huge decisions in my life. But I realized I wasn't walking that walk today. And after my 5th interview today, I really realized that. So when I went on my walkabout, I really started to think about my own connection with failure, my own connection with temporary defeat. So I just want to share that with you. As someone who's a coach for other people, someone who has built businesses before, some successful today, they're still viable today, which I'm proud of. Some not successful, some are in the graveyard. I realized that failure is in our own head. And it isn't until we give ourselves full permission to fail do we ever give ourselves full permission to succeed. It's a really key piece. More so for women than men. But men too. I realized that talking to someone this weekend about something that he's taking on newly this week. And I realized that even with his high self-confidence, he even himself was going through, can I do it? Am I going to be able to fulfill the shoes that they want me to fulfill? Am I going to be enough? Am I going to be able to really succeed at the level that I said that I would in the, what I call interview process? What I realize is temporary defeat is not failure. The only time temporary defeat is actually failure is when we actually declare it as such. So as an entrepreneur, sole entrepreneur, if you are a speaker, author, coach, if you are in the digital marketing agency, if you have an agency yourself, if you have salespeople at all, make sure, because salespeople are so sensitive to this, make sure when you're working with your sales team, you're looking in the eye and saying, look, our numbers are down this week, or our numbers are down this quarter, but it's only temporary defeat. How can we turn this around? Where's the opportunity in this situation where we can really, truly turn it around and create this a success? Going back to this last section. You're fortunate even more if you have learned that the truth that the very seed of success is dormant. It's dormant in every defeat that you experience. Another way to say that is that you have to actually get to defeat to actually get to the seed of success. And so if you have any salespeople on your staff or yourself, if you're a salesperson, if you're the one driving the sales in your business, remember that. Remember, the only way to get to the seed of success is to be able to move through and get to defeat. So I hope this has helped you. My name is Heather Havenwood. I'm a sales and marketing coach. I'd love to have a conversation with you about your business. And just want to say, see you next time. Again, this is Heather Havenwood. Check me out at heatherhavenwood.com.